Dude, when Homeland Security invade your house,
you got problems
with dudes with guns and body armor.
Someone said that they weren't there to take stuff; they were there to delete everything. Like the real people that were in there,
Oh,
like
that's
the same
funny.
thing with Epstein.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah,
that's fun. Of course, there's layers upon layers. They never end. There's just layers upon layers upon layers. Like, you got a wild party. You also have those celebrity environments where celebrities all get together, and there's so many of them, in these wild parties. And if you got a wild party and P. Diddy puts on that wild party and, he sets everybody up.
I think the biggest name so far to come out is Jennifer Lopez.
Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
We have a scene like this, you gotta bring bosses with you. As you see, it's female friendly. We got a ladies and a female. She's butt ball. That's what I call it, raw dog. I'm not jumping the tub myself. Once everybody moves out, just me and the lady. This is my scene. I'm used to this type of thing. Doing what I do best.
Diddy party stories, man. That was like some weird memory lane.
Called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp.
Yeah,
Flavor
that's
Camp.
what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's
in the 90s. Do you understand what that's like? There were very curious things taking place. And I didn't necessarily understand.
Girl, you won't believe who Rogan just spilled the tea on. The streets are saying he's got the inside scoop on all the celebs hitting up Diddy's exclusive parties. We're talking A-listers, chart toppers, and even some names that'll make your jaw drop. This isn't just regular gossip. We're about to expose the Hollywood elite like never before. Who's been sneaking around? Who's got secrets they don't want getting out? Joe's about to lay it all out, and trust me, you don't want to miss this tea.
I see you said I mentioned Justin Bieber. You ain't say I mentioned Kevin Hart.
Okay. Well, what's going on with Kevin Hart?
I don't know, man.
Oh,
the internet is going wild on him, saying that he was a curator and a narrator of one of the Diddy parties and got caught on tape. You didn't hear that?
Wow. I didn't hear that one.
That must be one of your favorite. That must be one of your favorite comedians then. Cause you didn't hear that?
That was cool.
Huh?
I didn't hear it.
Get out of here.
That was cool, but I didn't hear that one. I must have missed it, man. I think I caught most of them.
I think he almost fell in the tub with one of the girls. Diddy had some girls in the tub, a tub of baby oil or something like that, and he almost fell in the tub. It was crazy.
He would be one of the celebrities that I definitely wouldn't think would be involved in anything illegal, for sure.
But you gotta realize this, man. People who get caught up in certain those things like that, those parties and things like that, is that they don't go there looking for that stuff. You gotta understand, they get caught up in the moment with the alcohol, the drugs, and then certain bottles that are laced with certain things that take you away from your normal self.
Girl, you won't believe who's been sneaking into these parties. Picture this: a hidden mansion tucked away from prying eyes, windows blacked out like it's Fort Knox. But Joe Rogan's got the tea, and he's spilling names faster than I can keep up. We're talking serious A-list action here, Oscar winners who act all proper on the red carpet. They're there. Those chart toppers you blast in your car? Yep, them too. And get this, Joe says even some royals are showing up. Yeah, you heard that right, actual crown-wearing, palace-living royalty rubbing elbows with Hollywood's finest. But here's where it gets real juicy. Joe's saying some of these celebs are so desperate to keep their little party habits on the down low that they're showing up in disguises. Can you imagine your fave actress in a wig and sunglasses trying to sneak past the paparazzi like she's in some spy movie? And the tea just keeps getting hotter. Apparently, some of these A-listers are straight up lying to their own teams about where they're going. We're talking managers, publicists, even their own families getting fed some story about charity events or quiet nights in. Meanwhile, they're out here living it up at Diddy's place like there's no tomorrow.
And you end up probably doing something that you probably never do again in your life. You never get caught up in those things ever before. There are a lot of celebrities that go to these parties like this. And they not only Diddy parties. I went to a party before and You Can't Handle the Truth and King Kong Ain't Got Nothing on Me was at one of those parties. I was bodyguarding one of the girls. So what I'm saying is that it's rampant, and this was years ago. This was over 20 years ago. It's rampant in the music industry. It's rampant in Hollywood, film, pictures, or anything.
Well, Gene Deal, man, I really appreciate you taking the time.
Hey Cam, can I plug my books, man, on your show?
For sure.
All right,
Absolutely.
I got these 2 books out. The first one is My World of Bodyguard and a Hip Hop Star. The beginning of my life up until the time in which the Notorious Biggs died. It got stories in here about rap beefs. It got stories in here about any and everything coming through from St. Louis to New York City. It's got different entrepreneurs here in New York City and everything. Then the second one is Life After Death When Bodyguard and a Hip Hop Star. It has the night that Big died, everything that you want to know. Stories about Pun, Big L, Fat Joe, every and anything. You know what I'm saying? It also have The Crew's The Same Gang in it, and Slick and the Family. You can also, I'm the first person that ever did this. I put a QR code in here, right? Where you can go directly to some pictures that's not in the book, because they were gonna charge me extra to put the pictures in the book. So I did it the slick way.
You outsmarted them and just put a QR code.
Yes, sir. Cam, thank you. I appreciate you, bro.
You know what's wild? Joe's dropping names of people you'd never expect. That squeaky clean pop star your little sister loves? She's there. The action hero who's always talking about clean living? He's right in the thick of it. Even some of those super serious method actors who claim they never party are getting caught up in Diddy's web. By the time Joe's done spilling, you'll know exactly who's been partying it up with Diddy. It's like a who's who of Hollywood all crammed into one crazy mansion. We're talking about people who wouldn't be caught dead together in public, all letting loose behind those blacked out windows. But that's just the start. The guest list is wild enough, but wait till you hear what's going down inside those walls. Joe's got the scoop on what these celebs are really up to when cameras aren't rolling, and trust me, it's enough to make your head spin. We're about to pull back the curtain on Hollywood's biggest secrets, and you won't believe what's hiding behind.
Man, anybody who in law enforcement or people know the law, when Homeland Security ran up into his house, people will tell you, or people knew that it was just a matter of time that they was going to indict him and bring him in to see the judge, bro. It was just a matter of time. I just figured out with the grand jury and their different sessions and stuff like that, and then what one of the witnesses told me, I just figured it out that it was going to be around September that they were going to bring him in, bro. People might not understand. It's difficult when you see a brother that has so much promise become an icon as far as in the music business and stuff that he did, to turn around and just tear his whole life down. But it's all because of his mentors and the people that trained him and taught him the music business. You know, it's all about the people who trained and taught him the music business, because Puff wasn't, he wasn't born a monster. You know what I'm saying? He was made into a monster, brother. Do you understand what I'm saying? He was made into a monster from the stuff that happened to him, the things that he had to do. You understand? The things that he had to do to become who he is. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's like this, brother. You never like something so much that you can't do without, and you never be willing to do anything to get where you want to be at. You got to have principles, you got to have morals, you got to keep with that stuff. And in that music business, a lot of that stuff get thrown out the window. You understand? And that's what happened to him. He started doing the things to other people that was done to him. To keep it frank, he was doing the things to other people that was done to him. And it is what it is. You got to know better. And if you know better, you will do better. When he was in New York City, he was like that gecko from the Geico commercial.
All right, so we know who's sneaking in, but what about what they're sneaking around doing? Joe's painting a picture of these parties that's wilder than your craziest dreams. Honey, you think you've seen it all on those reality shows? Please, this is the stuff they don't dare put on camera. What happens when Hollywood's elite think no one's watching? It's about to get real messy up in here. These parties aren't your average red carpet affair. Joe's spilling tea about rooms you can't go into, drinks that aren't on any menu, and games that would make your mind faint. We're talking stuff that would make even the wildest reality show look like a kid's party. You know those celebs who act all prim and proper on TV? Well, Joe's saying they're doing things behind those closed doors that could end their whole careers if it got out. We're talking career-ending, reputation-destroying kind of stuff. And get this, there's a strict no-phones policy at these parties. Now, why do you think that is, huh? The streets are saying it's because what's going down is too hot for Instagram, too wild for Snapchat. They're trying to keep all that juicy stuff under wraps, but Joe's blowing the lid off.
Then he turned and started going, when he lived in Cali and Miami, he turned into Godzilla. I would see him talk about how he using drugs. He was never like that. Smoking cigarettes, smoking weed and everything like that. He turned into something that you could consider a monster, bruh. Then he started doing things to people, you understand, that he learned. That's a learned behavior, bruh. Now, I'm not saying that he may have been doing a couple of things here and there with women, stuff like that in New York, but the things that there's talking about that he was doing, bringing in prostitutes to have sex with his girl and all that stuff like that, that was some crazy stuff to me, man. So I'm just looking at this whole thing, man, and you had asked me, and we don't have these conversations like most people do. We're going to go back and you're going to tell me what, we're going to talk about this. You said, I'm going to ask you how you feel, bro. I don't want no man to ever go to jail and be leaving their kids behind, be leaving their family behind. You understand? But some dudes belong in jail based on what they do and how they do it. We know that to be true. And it's just this situation, man, when they get down to all the facts and all what happened, he may belong in jail, bruh. And that's not my doing. That's not Cassie doing. That's his doing and his learned behavior from the people that mentored him. You got to realize, man, he learned from Andre Harrell. He learned from Russell Simmons. He learned from Clyde Davis. You understand? When those people are telling you that they were heavy into the drugs, they was heavy into beating women and doing things at that age, at that crazy stage, that's going to make him think that he could get away with the same thing that they was getting away with back then. You understand? The things that he was saying, you know, the touchy-feely between two men and all that stuff like that, man. All that, he learned that from them dudes. When I told y'all the story, when me and my man went up to Russell Simmons and he had a house and he had a man in bikini drawers in his bedroom, in his bed. You understand? Bruh, this is that he learned. I'm assuming he learned it from them. Let me put that. And I'm not going to say alleged because I saw that for my own self. My man was with me, Slick was with me, and we saw that for our own self. You understand what I'm saying? So these are behaviors and things that with drugs and all the stuff that's going on, pills, drinking, it can make this man into a monster, and that's what it did, bruh. It made him into a monster, bro. I personally feel like he got a lot of the things that he did from his mentor, and then he probably did it to the 10th power. You understand? Russell Simmons admitted that he was a drug abuser. You understand? Russell Simmons admitted that he used to put his hands on women. So it's a learned behavior, bruh. Some of that stuff may be in him through his childhood. Through his childhood, he may have some of that things in him, but a lot of things that he was doing was a learned behavior, bruh. You just don't just turn it in a matter of years the way he was doing people, man. You understand? Check this out, bruh.
Girl, Joe's saying some of these celebs are living double lives. By day, they're all about their clean-cut image, doing interviews about their vegan diets and yoga routines. But by night, they're sipping on drinks that would make a chemist scratch their head and playing games that would make a Vegas casino owner blush. Ever wonder why some of your fave stars always look so tired on those early morning talk shows? Well, now you know. They're not tired from working late on set. Honey, they're exhausted from partying it up at Diddy's place till the sun comes up. And the tea just keeps getting hotter. Joe's talking about secret rooms where only the most elite of the elite can go. What's happening in there, girl? I can't even repeat it. Let's just say it's the kind of stuff that would make headlines for weeks if it ever got out. By now, you're probably starting to see why these parties are Hollywood's best-kept secret. It's like a whole other world where the rules don't apply and anything goes. No wonder these celebs are willing to lie, sneak around, and risk it all just to be there. But hold up, we haven't even talked about who's hooking up with who, because you know when you get all these hot celebs in one place with no cameras and no rules, things are bound to get steamy. The tea Joe's about to spill on these hookups. Girl, it's about to change the way you look at your fave celeb couples forever.
Make a lot of people upset, but then a lot of people love my opinion. That's why you bring me on here. And I really appreciate that, brother. I just want to say this before we get started, Art, is that, a lot of people think I came here to bring a black man down. And that's what I hear in the comments a whole lot. But it was nothing like that. A black man didn't cuss a dead man's mother out. A black man didn't set his friends up and put them in a situation where they couldn't come home to their families no more. A black man didn't reach back and help the people that helped them make it up the ladder. It was Puffy. You understand? I got tired of Puffy going on different platforms talking about how he loved the people that we was all with, how he loved the people that helped him, when in fact, none of that stuff was true. So my whole thing about it is, man, I appreciate your platform for letting me, voice my opinion. And like I said, opinions like an asshole. Some of these cats out here get paid for their asshole. I get paid to give my opinion.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I mean, yeah, you just on here giving your opinion, man. I mean, you was one of the people that was real close to the situation, so why not?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So with that being said, right, the last interview me and you did was a day after the raid. And when you look at everything now, man, how you feel about everything? It's been like a week, you knowing Diddy, you being around Diddy. Could you ever imagine that his houses would get raided for sex trafficking?
Bro, you can't imagine no stuff like that. You understand? You can't think that, because back then, he wasn't Brother Love. He was Puffy. All the way up until he became Diddy. So his behavior over the years has changed. And the behavior that he shows now, and that he has shown by being Brother Love, I couldn't imagine that the police could be raiding him for sex trafficking? Nah, bruh. I couldn't imagine that. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't him back then. He's a totally different person that he became. If you've seen him on other platforms, inviting men to party with him, inviting men to go shopping with him. You understand? That wasn't Puffy that wasn't Diddy. That was Brother Love and Love.